Hello, everyone. This is Joshua Blair, and you're watching Blair and Company. And today I have the one and only Queen of Charlotte media herself, Miss Ohavia Phillips. How are you today?
Hi, I'm so happy to be here, love. Y'all, so before we pressed record, I was like, I'm so happy to see you. I love you. Oh my gosh. Like, because it's like, you want to meet your favorites all the time, and you always want to like meet your media family. And like,
yes.
Is right, Josh, we were actually supposed to meet in person. Like, you had a whole brunch.
Yes.
And I was like excited. I had my outfit and then La Rona. So you know what? But this is okay.
Yes. But no, we're gonna still have it. We're still pushing to have it. So we're gonna get it together. What's this Rona leave?
See, I'm okay. I'm not gonna cry. You know
yes.
why? It's gonna happen. That's
yes, we're speaking it into existence.
Yes, love. I'm so happy to see you, though.
Yes, thank you so much for taking this time out with me today. Thank you so much.
Yes, love.
yes. So what we're going to do is I'm going to just ask you a few simple questions, and we're just going to get the ball rolling. It's going to be more like a conversation. So just feel comfortable. Feel free to interject if you want to interject. Just take it. So this is what we're going to do.
Okay.
So my first question is, what's your favorite thing about Charlotte?
Okay, yeah. Favorite thing about Charlotte is, let me see, because I actually do have a list. You know what? I'm going to just mental jog, Josh. That's what we're going to do. So,
okay, cool.
Favorite thing about Charlotte is because we're known as a city that's not creative, when we find our creative hubs, we in there. And like, when we find our people, those are our people. We're sticking with our people. We're going to give business to our people. Like, that's what I will say I love. And sometimes we do it. Sometimes we do it to a fault. And what I mean by that is a lot of times we don't branch out. So we get in our silos and then that's it. But like what I would really like for everybody to understand, either if they're moving to Charlotte or outside looking in, is that like we actually have a creative community. And that's one of my favorite things, is that we exist, we're here, we're present, and we're working. It's just that because it's so, maybe because the city is up and coming more so in finance, so that's what we get highlighted for, or banking and stuff like that. We're not very seen. But what I love is that we exist, and when we find each other, we link up.
We do.
That's my favorite. We definitely
yeah, I definitely agree with that. Agree with that, because my thing is, especially in our community, I feel like we have such a tight knit community when it comes to networking, especially here in Charlotte. I feel like everybody knows everybody.
Yep.
If you don't know a specific person, there's somebody that will connect you.
Knows. Facts, all facts. And another thing too is that the circles start to come together. That's another thing I love. So like if you are connected with one person, that person's connected to those 5 people that you like, and they like, God forbid you're at like a brunch or like an event. It's like, oh, I want to introduce you to so-and-so. It's like, I already love them.
Exactly.
It's good because it's like the circles begin to close, especially when we discuss like the creative community, which makes it easier to like network and talk to people and, pick people's brains and just like show love, because that's what I'm about. So
yes, me too.
I love
so tell me about just your upbringing and just what made you who you are, and what inspired you?
Yes, Joshua. So I am from Brooklyn, New York.
Okay, Brooklyn.
You know what I'm saying? One time. I'm sorry. I have to do it like every interview. I gotta just.
Okay, come on.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I moved here when I was like 13. Yeah, 7th grade. So like 13, 14. And when I tell you, Joshua, like literally this was the best move. So my mom's a single mom. She's an RN though. She busted her tail. Like she about that life. Like she's like, look, here's where like amazing life is. We get in there by any means. So like we moved out here, and it just really changed my life. And it's funny because I didn't know that this was called media, right? Like I didn't know that this had a name. I just knew I love people. I love conversation. And so I was like, I'm just going to find my way. Funny story, Joshua. The first time I was on news out here, I was actually in the 8th grade.
Oh,
and
wow.
It was actually about a shooting outside of my middle school. So it was like 2 gangs fighting, whatever. And so the interviewer pulled me out and was like, hey, I want to interview you. Tell me what you know about the shooting. And I just fell in love, Joshua. Like, I was like, what is this? This is what I want. So I asked him, and he was like, oh, yeah, this is called journalism. And honestly, the rest was history. So like I went on for real, like the next day I was like, I want to sign up for like morning announcements. Was good. Like in 8th grade.
Yeah.
Mind
That's
you,
good.
I want to sign up for announcements. Was good. Then went on to Myers Park High School. I was like, hey, listen, I want to be in yearbook. What's good? And so like with each level of life that came along, I was like as close to media as I can stay. And then when we got to college, it was over. Do you hear me? It was over. So I'm just so grateful. But That's really much of the upbringing is like, I just knew I loved people. And my mom raised me to be that way. And like being the oldest of 5 siblings from a single mom who hustles. So all I know is don't make excuses. I lost my earring, it's fine. All I know is don't make excuses, hustle. And so like, I'm just so grateful because it's like that carried with me. And so now I'm just doing media, but I feel like I'm just walking in a calling of loving on people and talking to people. So,
and that's good because my thing is people need that inspiration. Yeah. Especially like the people that, especially like kids that are in school now, they need to see people like us that are doing the things that they want to do, and see, especially people like in our community who are wanting to follow in that footsteps. Is they see people like us that are doing that. So I feel like I really commend you for speaking into your light. I really like that.
Thank you, love. Yeah, because, and I tell people all the time, like, you know, like, and that's why you never use what you've been through as like a crutch to say that you're disqualified. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yes.
With my mom being a single parent, like we were in domestic violence shelter, you know what I'm saying? And like, it was all inspiration and it was a ladder. Each step was building toward what I'm doing now. So you're not disqualified. It's really a setup. And so if I could tell all of your viewers this, is that I don't care what background you came from, the money you have, the connections you don't. God has a funny way of like putting it all together so that you can reach the audience you're supposed to. So
exactly.
I love it.
That's good. That's good. So tell me, so what was college like for you, and what school did you go to?
Yes, so I graduated, from the best of the best. Well, I love you, so I won't say best of the best for this, but I went to UNC Charlotte.
Okay.
Class of 2015. Okay. And in college, I did the Niner News. That was our newsroom. So I was the creative art anchor. So like if there was an event, a concert, all things like homecoming, that was my beat. That's what I did. And like, it really was training for what I'm doing now, like how to edit in Final Cut, how to talk to people, how to facilitate an interview. Like I used to take it so serious. I actually used to get joked on because it's like, it's not that serious, it's extracurricular. But like, it really built all of this. So yeah, UNC
That's good.
Taught me everything, Joshua. It taught me everything.
That's good. And that's good that you were able to get your name out there and people get to know who you were, especially on that campus. Yes. And it'll help you elevate to different connections you made now and what you have going on now. So explain to me what the O Show is and how you got it started.
Yes, love. So the O Show is a talk show, but our focus is only positive media content, meaning if it's surrounded by a community, if it's surrounded by good news or people in the community doing amazing things, I'm on your back, like I'm coming for you. And how it was birthed was I was a reporter producer for Spectrum News. Back then it was known as Time Warner Cable or Channel 14 News, way back in the day. And one day, Joshua, I woke up and like, I don't know, it just hit me like a ton of bricks. I was in my car and this was after days of like just struggling at work. And that's the thing, not that anything bad had happened, but I was just like, there's gotta be more. Like, there's gotta be more. Like, I don't want to be like telling bad news. You know what I'm saying? So one day, I'll never forget, it was October 6th, 2018. Oh, no, I just know it was on my birthday. Oh, and I pulled up in my car and it was like, drive off. Just drive off.
Oh, okay.
Straight like that. Like it was like,
and sometimes it has to be that way because to get to your calling.
Yes, and it really was that sudden, Joshua. Like I remember, like, and this is how I tell the story verbatim because I want people to get. Sometimes it really, and I love that you brought up that word suddenly because that's like the complete and end of a sentence. Yeah. Drove off, came home. I told my mom, I said, "Mommy, I can't do this anymore." And shout out to my mom. Like she's like, "Okay." The only promise she made me promise her is you're happy and you're getting money. That was all I promised her. I sent a text to my then executive producer. I said, "Listen, thank you for all you showed me, but I gotta answer this calling." And it's funny because I didn't even know what it was. I was just doing O Show as a hobby. Yes. And then the rest was history, Joshua. And then like launched the first live show for the O Show, the springtime after I had quit. And then like I was like, listen, I gotta eat, so we gonna make this happen. And it all goes back to my mom, who was that hustler, like always making it happen. So, and now here we are.
Oh wow, that's congratulations. So where do you shoot out of, and how is like the schedule for that?
Yes, so I shoot out of my house. So when I first started, it was in my grandma's living room, and I was like, okay, I gotta get out of grandma's living room because I would tie up the whole living room the whole morning. Because as you know, sometimes you record and then you want to edit, fix something, and you gotta so I would tie up the entire living room, and then I feel bad. So I was like, dang. So got in my room, got this backdrop, and I just started using the New York City backdrop. But I was like, you know what? I like this. So we're going to stick with this, or like just get different backdrops and switch it out. But pretty much recording is any space I could find. Sometimes it was out of my car. Sometimes it was on the scene somewhere. Literally wherever I could get it. Like when it hits you to record, I just did it.
Yeah. That's dope. I really like that. I really like that. And my thing is you're being very resourceful with where you're trying to shoot, as long as you got the footage and as long as you're getting the content out.
Yes, oh, absolutely. And I love that word you use. It's like, don't make an excuse, like just do it anywhere. Because what I learned too, Joshua, is the backgrounds will come. Like before I got this, I was in my grandma's living room, like literally on her favorite couch. And I was like, I just got to get this message out. So by any means. And then different backgrounds started to come, or like I would get creative and pull up at a coffee house. So all that stuff will come later. It's just, if you know you have a message to give the people, by any means, give it to them. All that, the accessories, they'll come later.
Yes. So I've seen your interviews, and what I would want to see, what was your favorite interview that you have done so far?
Ooh, my favorite interview.
Or like a favorite guest that you had on the O Show.
Yes, oh man, let me see. Well, okay, I'm gonna say this. So because today, well, actually this entire month marks the anniversary of the first O Show Live, I'm gonna
I saw that on Instagram. I saw that. Congratulations.
Thank you so much, my love. I'm gonna say my favorite guest, just because we're in that same celebratory mode, was Thomas Bean and Raven Simone. Raven Solomon.
So, okay, I was about to say Raven Simone.
Raven Solomon. Hello?
Okay.
No. Hold on. Oh, I see that. No, but Raven Solomon, she's absolutely amazing. So what made that whole guest lineup special was Raven had just been crowned by Forbes as an influential 30 under 30 or something like that. But Forbes had just acknowledged her and awarded her for her book that she had dropped. And I mean, just all the stars had aligned. God was blessing. And the thing about it is when I made her a guest on the show, that was before all that. So it was just because she's my homegirl, big sister, and I loved her. But then Forbes gave her that extra, like, she's that woman, which we all knew. And I was like, oh,
you really got to get on the show now.
Right. I was like, this is hitting completely different. And then Thomas J. Bean, who is all things financial, he's just a killer. Like, he's amazing. Like, when we talk Black wealth in every sense of the word, that's that guy. And so I knew, because I had just quit, I needed it for myself. So not to be selfish, because as content creators, it's not about you. It's about those you're servicing. I said, I'm sure I'm the only one who needs financial advice. So that was it. And the rest was history. So I would say, because of where we are, and just like, I remembering all like the timeline with them leading up to like pretty much the first O Show, they were my favorite. And then the energy was high. And then like, I still get emotional. It was just like so exciting, because it's like everything just came together as it should have.
And that's good. And that's how it should be. Especially when the stars align like that, it's gonna go the way it's supposed to go.
So true. So true. So it was so beautiful. And I just remember like people showing up, and like it just spoke to the assignment that I was on, and it confirmed for me, like, you know what? Wait a minute, this is actually what I'm supposed to be doing. So
exactly. And when you're happy doing that, your mission has been complete. Yes, that's all that matters at the end of the day.
So true. Come, all right, we in church. Where's my favorite?
So what can you see the show going forward, like in the next 10 years or so? Like, where you see it going?
Yeah, so like in the next 10 years, I want to have a home base here in Charlotte. So a studio space where we're cranking out talk shows every day, and people can come and they can sit. So like your favorite, like Tamron Hall, Ellen, whatever, like just to give a frame of reference, but literally every day, get your tickets and pull up a different topic, different guests here in Charlotte, but also in New York. So as a New Yorker, that's where a lot of my dreams started for me. That's where a lot of people sold into me. And so definitely I would say, like, I would like to be, would it be like bi-coastal, bi-city? I don't know.
Like bi-coastal, well, not bi-coastal, like, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I would love to be in both cities, like have a home base here in Charlotte and a home base in New York. But where my assignment is in New York is starting a J school, so a journalist school, specifically for Black and brown kids who are interested in media. Because that's something that, you know, I wanted and I needed. Like, I didn't know this was called journalism until I moved out here to the South. And honestly, had that reporter not interviewed me after that shooting outside my middle school, I probably would not have known.
See, so, and that's a blessing, and that is so needed, because I went to Winston-Salem State University, and I majored in communication and media studies.
Yes.
And it was so eye-opening just to learn about the different aspects of journalism and just communications in general. And then recently, this past summer in July, I went to New York. This was my very first time going to New York. I've never been to New York before. It was my very first time.
You went to my hometown?
Yes. And I went, actually got tickets to go to Strahan, Sarah, and Kiki.
Ooh, first of all, they are the standard. Like, if you want to look with 3 people.
Yes. It was everything. It gave me an aspect of how it's supposed to work, how a talk show works, how the producers do their thing, how the cameramen do their thing. It was a great experience.
Yes, I would agree. And that's why, and that's the thing, like, and even again, when I moved out to the South, I was able to appreciate that. And so that's why I was like, you know what, instead of complaining about it, like, when I'm put in a position to change that, we doing that. Like, included in the curriculum is, hey, listen, get your tickets and go sit in Good Morning America. Go sit in Tamron Hall show. Go sit in, even some of like the fun ones like Wendy Williams. Go sit so you can feel what the atmosphere feels like. Because like, I hadn't known, but when I knew, it really changed my life. It did.
Exactly. And it gave me I came back to Charlotte being like, okay, now this is how I need to do my show. I wanted to set it up like this. And it just gave me a whole perspective on what I should be doing and how I want to approach my show going forward.
Yes. And I love that you brought up that word perspective, Joshua, because it really is a perspective shift. Like, when you see people doing it on a level that you're like going for, that's the thing. You don't have to wait till you get there to do those things. You could start practicing with what you have now. And that's why I love that, because that's pretty much what we're doing with what we got, is practicing all like the things that they would do on a major platform right where we are.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes. So what advice would you give anyone who wants to follow in that footsteps and move into journalism, but they don't have the support? What would you ask? What would you want to do? Mm-hmm.
I love it. Joshua, come on with this question, because
thank you.
No, but that's so good. I think the first thing is, you don't need anybody's support. That's the first thing. And that's something that, if I could shave off 10 years for who gonna watch this, you don't need nobody's permission. You don't need anyone's support. If you believe in the content you're creating, go for it. So that's number 1.
Yes.
Number 2 is, do not despise small beginnings. Listen, before I had a live show, I literally was reporting live from like my news car. So like it was on the lunch break, or like I would sneak away in the closet, and I have evidence, and I'm gonna send it to Joshua so y'all know I'm not lying. Like, I would sneak away in the newsroom closet and record an O show. So like, do not despise small beginnings. Start now. Like, you know the message that you have, even if it's out of your car in the bathroom, create the look for who you want to see it. Because again,
exactly,
nobody knows you're creating. And the last thing I would say is, just finish what you start. Consistency is key, and it's mad cliche, but it really does hit, and it's legit. Like, when you wake up every morning, like, okay, here's what I want this to look like. When you start writing it down, like, on Monday, I'm going to say this. On Tuesday, I'm going to say this. Like, that's really all it takes to hold yourself accountable and stick to it. Like, there's a reason why some of your favorites have, like, Money Talk Monday, or, you know, Transformation Tuesday, or Wisdom Wednesday. Like, it's small things like that, but it keeps your viewers accountable, and also you to staying committed to the content you create. So that's what I would say, is you don't need permission.
Yes.
So not required. Approval's not required for your calling. Don't despise small beginnings, and just stay consistent. Like, that's it.
I love that you said the word consistent, because my thing is, a lot of people, they want to do it, but they're not consistent, or they get sidetracked. Consistency is key in making sure that you're continuing to perfect your craft in whatever you're trying to do.
Yes, and it's so true, Joshua, and I'm glad you said that too. And a lot of times too, content creators, there used to be a joke way back in the day, I don't know if you remember, but like, YouTubers never like stayed YouTubers. Like, that used to be a joke. And I remember when I started putting old shows on YouTube, it kind of had that dark cloud around it. It was like, well, you're gonna be the one to quit too. And it's like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta put some more respect on content creators' names. Like,
exactly.
Put some respect on us. Like, we evolve, and we're so necessary, and you know we are. We give y'all life. We just find different platforms to do so. So what I would tell every content creator, your viewers watching, is, listen, you give the people life, so just stay at it. Like, that's it.
Yes, that's all that matters at the end of the day.
Yes.
So what events do you have going on since we're in this quarantine season? Like, what do you have going on?
when I tell you La Rona is getting on my nerves, but
no, I get it, because
you know
I can do nothing.
Joshua, she about to get this once. I just look like this. She about to get fought, okay? But what I have going on, Osho Live 4, so that's debuting April 25th at 7 p.m. on YouTube. So I'm so excited because when everything popped off with COVID-19, specifically in our city of Charlotte, and I'm sure beyond, I was like, because I'm an entrepreneur, I was like, oh, what we finna do?
Oh, exactly.
I had a whole live planned. I had a whole venue picked out. Like, I was ready to go. And I honestly took it as a sign. It was like, if you could never get in a venue again, does that stop what you give to the people? And I was
like, and that's a good question to ask yourself. Yes. Because my thing is, a lot of people, since we're in this situation, a lot of people just either they given up on themselves or either they just stop what they're doing. Yeah. No, just because we're in this situation, you don't stop what you're called to do.
It's true. You're on an assignment, and an assignment,
exactly.
Even if y'all use that word, like for students who will be watching, or for that level, but an assignment is something you don't necessarily want to do, but you know that it's required to graduate.
Exactly.
And so what I want to remind you of is like, listen, you're on an assignment, so you got to get it by any means. And I'm not gonna lie, Joshua, like when Corona happened and all that stuff was popping off, I was like, okay, what are we gonna do? If I never got a venue, I'm not gonna stop doing the Osho. That's whack. So what I did was I just made it virtual. Hence the Osho Live 4 that's coming up. And I was like, I could get used to this. And technically it's practice for where I want to go anyway. So what I would say to people is use this time as practice. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I want to be this big bi-coastal talk show host,
yes,
I have to know how to, call in, zoom in. Okay, know how to flip the camera this way. Okay, look at what a backdrop looks like. Play with the lighting. You know what I'm saying? So it's all where you want to go. It's just your perspective, like you said earlier.
Exactly.
How you see it. So that's it. That's it, my love.
That's good. That's good. So where can we find you on social media?
Yes, so you can follow me at Ohavia Phillips, OHAV is in very valuable, IAPHILLIPS, 2 L's because it's so nice, okay? And that's pretty much on all of them, so Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and I am on LinkedIn. I love LinkedIn, by the way. Free game, LinkedIn is booming.
It is.
So, yes, that's where you can find me. Oh, and on YouTube, youtube.com/The O Show.
Okay, thank you so much. Everybody, please go follow her. Please go support her if you live in Charlotte, or even if you're not even in Charlotte. Please give her your love. Please give her your support. I would like to thank Miss Queen of Media in Charlotte, Miss Ohavia Phillips. Thank you for being a part of this. I thank you so much. When I say, when I first discovered you, you inspired me to just keep going forward. Because my thing is, I've been doing interviews for a minute, but when I see somebody that's here in Charlotte that's actually doing it, and that looks like me, that's so supportive, and it means a lot. So thank you so much for taking the time out to so I could interview you, so I could get to know who you are. I truly am blessed and honored. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you so much, Joshua. You know you're my brother, so whatever you need, we here.
Yes, thank you so much. Well, thank you everyone for watching the show. This is Joshua Blair, and you're watching Blair and Company. You have a great day.